Alright, we're here making a front bumper here for the 8N. This is a press that I just finished making. As you can see, it already bent the first bend in this 1/4 inch, thick, 4-inch wide flat stock. And this is going to be a front bumper, but more for the more like a front weight bracket is its main purpose going to be. After I'm finished making this guy up, I'm going to be making up the front weights, which I'm going to let me get over here, get a couple of these things, stitch weld them together, fill them with concrete, and then take some rebar, bend some handles on the top, and then get like angle or something, do something like that so it could just slide on there and hold on there. So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, that's all tightened up. All right, let's send it. Now, I did the math. Well, no, I didn't do the math. I just said Google. And the old Google machine said that for every foot of 1/4 inch mild steel requires 15.3 tons to bend. So I figure this is a 20 ton. So we got more than enough as long as this is tightened and all. Yeah, I was actually amazed by how well this worked when I first started bending on it. I was kind of worried something was going to blow apart, but thankfully that didn't happen. Alright, when I get that bent a little further, I'm going to have to check the angle, but this is working awesome. I'm really happy with how this worked out. I'm just holding this piece up so it doesn't wobble around. That's awesome. I'm really happy with how that's working. I didn't think it would work this great. Alright. Close now. Okay, I'm going to start checking the angle, because you can always bend more. It's a lot harder to bend back though, especially with this thick metal. Yeah, see, I had to get pliers on that to really tighten it enough. Because just going hand tight like that, since I don't have the actual rod, it wasn't enough. It was maxing out the cylinder and it wasn't bending it. Yeah, like, look at that. Wow. The mill scale coming off. Alright, let's see how this fits up. Bend it up the next 90. This is going to give me an inch of clearance on each side of the radiator. Now what you're supposed to do when you're bending stuff is to work your way out of it, but I would have to have this thing in the middle of the shop to with this long piece of stock. So we're going opposite. So the problem that presents is the other side could potentially hit the back of this and bind up, but I think we have enough room. Should be good. Yeah. Yeah, this is awesome. This is working way better than I thought it would. I gotta get a better thing than this. This little piece of cardstock though. Almost there. Am I hitting back here? Nope, got inches of clearance. Almost. A couple more hits. Or that might be it. Oh, something popped. Alright, well, let's figure out what that was. I think that might have been this channel here. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yep. That'll do it. Wow. The whole fucking harbor. Whoops. Well, it's perfect 90. Might have went a little overzealous on that last one, but yeah. Yeah, here, I'll bring you in. Whoops. Well, at least that didn't explode. Could always fix that. Beef that up with some actual, let's see what actually broke in here. I think just the welds popped on that piece of tubing. Yeah, it's thin tubing too. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna beef that up with a piece of C-channel or something. Make sure that don't happen again. This way it'll, I'll have it cup this base plate there, and then have the arbor on that. Oh, you know why that happened? Where are we at? There. That happened because that was pushing on. That's pushing on the base plate. I bet that extra stress of pushing on that probably did it. Well, we'll have to go back to the drawing board on this design. Yeah, here's our weak point. To be honest, I don't know why I didn't think that this could be a potential point of failure, because this little piece of tube is clearly not meant to support any weight. I mean, look how thin it is. It's, oh hell, maybe 16 gauge. Because if you look at where this guy is centered at, it lines up exactly with that. So I think I'm going to revisit on gusseting this with C-channel. I might beat this out, tack weld that back onto the piece of tubing there to hold it in place. So that's all this piece of tubing was really doing, was holding that in place. I think I may, instead of just having this guy screw into that to hold it, make a sort of like a cup that goes into here, that'll be pushing onto here, screw into here, that will center this thing up, and then that cup will have a set screw on it that this guy will sit into, screw into that. So that way, this will once again be supporting the brunt of that. Yeah, well. And we are good as new. Harbor's all fixed and flat and exactly where it's supposed to be as compared to that. And this is going to be our solution. So I just cut it and stuck a 1/4 inch plate in there so that way the arbor is going to hit that and push on that. And that right there is no longer structural, that's just set screws. So right now what I'm trying to do is match up these angles together. So I figured out that the front axle sweeps back at a 25°. So I have this guy set around like 25, 26, close enough. And I'm trying to slowly work this guy back. Just bend a little bit, come back, check, bend a little bit, come back, check. So I've got 7 more degrees to go. Right. All I gotta do is drill some holes in it, bolt it through, and we're good to go. Yeah, it looks real good. So now I'm drilling out these holes. I'm using a 3/4 inch hole saw, and I went smack in the middle. So since this is 4, I went 2, then 1.5 inches in because I made this 3. So drilled through with the pilot. Now I'm just going through with this, going very slow. Notice how slow I'm going, so I'm not burning up the bit. You don't want to just rip through here. You want to take your time. That's about as fast as I would go right there. It takes a while, but you won't blow through these bits. Obviously these things aren't cheap, so you don't want to just burn them up in one hole. I'll get back to you after this is drilled. Okay, we're through. So now what I'm doing, got this little reamer here. Go through, make sure there's no burrs on it. Go through the bottom. Make sure it's nice and cleaned out. Not getting any sharp spots on there. Nice and clean. Okay, it's all painted up and mounted up. So on this side, I just reused, I took the nut off and slid that on there. And on this side, I was gonna pop that bolt out and shift it over, but decided against it since it was pretty solidly stuck in there. So I just used another 1/2 inch bolt that I had laying around. But yeah, this thing is nice and solid here. I'll show you, I'm gonna step up on it. I weigh about like 200 pounds. No sag, no nothing. That's nice and solid, which is exactly what I wanted, because that'll be supporting at least 150 pounds of weight at all times. Hell, I could probably use that as a jack point, to be honest. But I'm real happy with how that turned out, especially with the plate bender. That worked out beautifully. As you can see how crisp those bends are. Beautiful. That's not exactly square, but for my purposes, she's mint. Yeah, I'm real happy with that. So next up, let me grab the tube that I'm going to make the weights out of. So what I'm thinking is just cutting lengths of this out, filling it up with concrete, welding maybe I don't know. I was thinking doing one here, putting a spacer in there and welding a plate across to keep them together. But I don't know how much I like having that close to the radiator. I don't know. I still gotta run by a few ideas. It's either I do it with one here and one here, or I'll just butt them together, stitch weld it, fill them both up, and then stick a little bracket on here that'll hold it tight to there. That'll have just enough space for me to slide that in there and just basically hold that somewhere in there. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. That way it keeps it away from the radiator, and it'll actually provide some protection, a little bit more protection to that radiator. So I think I'll do that. Yeah, 2 of these stacked together, filled with concrete, rickety bracket on the back. Boom, done. Maybe I'll bend up a piece of rebar to use as a handle. Probably go that route. I like that route. Yeah. So that'll be the next video.